starting out by priming the eye area, and this should come as no surprise at this stage. It's so important to prime prior to eyeshadow application. If you don't have an eyeshadow primer, just use a little foundation and set it with your face powder, and it'll more or less work the same way as a primer would. As we are working with colour today, I am taking an extra step and applying a white eyeshadow base to really make those colours pop. I'm not applying the pencil directly to the eye because it's harder to blend that way. I'm rubbing some onto my finger first, and then the warmth of my hands will make the pencil a little more creamy and a lot more easier to blend out. To prevent the base from creasing, I'm going to set it with a white eyeshadow. So I'm just applying the white as a wash of colour all over the lid and up to the brow bone, and this will double up as our brow bone highlight. Next, I'm taking a shimmery white eyeshadow, and I'm using this to highlight around the tear duct of my eye. This just gives a nice brightening effect and helps to open up the eyes. So now it's time for the colour. The first one I'm taking is yellow, and you want to use patting motions opposed to sweeping motions to apply this shadow to ensure that you get a nice even colour payoff and to also prevent fallout. I don't like to use tape or anything for this next step. I prefer to draw a line angling from my lower lash line out towards the end of my brow to act as a guide for the eyeshadow application in the crease. Because that line is there, I'll know not to blend my eyeshadows out past that point. Even though we're working with colour, the same rule applies. You want to work your way up from the lighter to the darker shadows. I'm starting out with a light shade of purple, and I'm applying this little by little into the crease of the eye. That's also an important tip to remember. You want to take a little colour on your brush at a time and build up the intensity gradually. You'll be less likely to make mistakes and you'll get a better finish this way. So once I'm happy with the finish of the lighter shade of purple, I'm taking a slightly deeper shade and applying it a little deeper into the crease of the eye. Finally then, I'm taking the darkest shade of purple in this palette and applying it into the crease. I don't want this look to be a cut crease makeup look, so I'm blending that purple eyeshadow down onto the outer third of my eyelid. I'm using sweeping and circular motions to buff and blend the colour along the outer V of my eye and also into the crease. To make sure that we still have that nice gradient effect, I'm going back in with the lighter shade of purple and buffing around the edges of the eyeshadow that we applied. To really add some depth to the look, I'm using a black eyeshadow on the outer third of the eye only. I'm taking a small amount of black on my brush and then applying it to the area, and that's it. I'm then pulling the black up into the crease and slightly across the outer portion of my eyelid, and then after pulling the shadow to the areas that I want, I'm tapping it until it's nicely dispersed. So that's it for the eyelid in terms of shadows. Now I'm drawing on a dramatic winged liner, and I'm not going to go into detail on this as I have a full tutorial which I'll leave linked below. So now I'm going to apply some false lashes and then we can move on to the lower lash line. So firstly I'm taking that dark purple on a pencil brush and sweeping along the outer portion of my lower lash line. Then I'm switching to an angled brush as I find I can apply the product more precisely along the inner portion of my lower lash line with this brush opposed to the pencil brush that I was using. Finally then, I'm taking a small amount of the black shadow and focusing this on the outer third of the lower lash line. I never usually apply liner to my waterline, but I did want to for this look, so I'm taking a deep purple liner and drawing it directly on my waterline. For mascara, I'm literally just using this to blend my lashes in with the false ones. As you can see, I'm pressing the wand into the base of my lashes and not up the lengths of the false ones, and this will also keep the lashes in better condition too. And that's it! So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and I'll see you all in my next one.